song and dance here with your writing. You got to write. It's a big smoke screen, so you can be that smart. Tell me what's going on.
Yeah, Devin's like, if I want to learn what it's like to be other people, I'll watch Soft White Underbelly.
Exactly.
That's how I do it.
Nothing, literally no book better than the Whitakers.
That is so
There's
good.
nothing better than,
I love the Whitakers.
Ray. That guy is outside just, who's more interesting than Ray Whitaker?
For anyone that doesn't know, the Whitakers is about a family, fourth generation incest. So they've been having incest for 4 or 5 generations, I believe, in the hills of Virginia.
Yeah.
And a guy figures out the hole they live in, and he goes and visits
The guy from Soft White Underbelly.
Yeah. And he just sticks a camera in their face. And some of them learned how to speak from being around dogs. So they bark like they bark like pit bulls and stuff. They don't know how to
They're
speak.
extremely retarded. Their eyes are like made out of toes and shit.
Yeah, no, it's stunning. It's stunning. You hear about people like that in Appalachia.
Yeah,
but then you see it.
that are eating like
wow.
bird seed and like clucking like chickens.
It's absolutely it's incredible.
Oh, by the way, you would think they're like drinking tons of moonshine and like doing heroin and stuff. They're not. He keeps zooming in on the trash in there. They just love soda.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're so
They gravitate.
They're so retarded. If they drank alcohol, it would kill them. Like they need, if they had one less brain cell, their bodies would go offline. Their brains are like a power grid that was built in the 40s and it can't handle like modern like fucking Wi-Fi and shit.
Yeah.
And it's just held together by like just strings and rubber bands.
Yeah. If they bathe themselves, their skin would just peel off and they bleed out.
Oh, they're not allowed to take showers.
They don't do it. They can't do anything.
Yeah.
It's amazing
Yeah.
they can stand up.
They're held together by their own stains, really.
Yeah, someone tried to give them soap once and it killed.
Yeah.
It killed one of them. They died immediately because they washed their hands.
Yeah, they're all like, we gotta kill Dial. Who's Dial? Like, you'll find out.
Irish. Yeah. Irish Spring's been a menace to this family. They like got soap and they're like scrubbing their head and then they're just ripping off like skull and like brain and shit. Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah. I really hope. Do you think that any of those people are like fucking? Do you think they like they're up to date on like what's going on in the world and stuff? Like they get a newspaper, or they don't. So they live like the ancient Mayans. Like it's just the sun goes up and down.
Yeah, it's actually beautiful.
Yeah.
It's like how we would live if we didn't have the news. All you would focus on is what you have. You wouldn't know what's going on. The 20 miles. You wouldn't even know what's going on 20 miles away, probably.
You want to know they don't know what's going on that's not in front of their eyes. And like barely that.
It's like fish that live in an aquarium.
Which is hilarious because we're always told to like live in the moment, try and live in the moment, which is like what dogs do and the Whitakers.
Right.
But
They are
we
our
all are
version of. It's the Western idea of a monk is turning into a Whitaker.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're transcending the flesh. They're pure consciousness. They don't even care about learning language or money or economic systems. They just sit in fields and bark like dogs.
Yeah.
They howl at the moon. They lick themselves.
Maybe that's what happens when you know it all. Maybe you regress. Maybe Ray Whitaker figured it all out and he just started barking like a fucking dog.
Well, that's what I've always thought about. Maybe people who go supposedly insane and start having like weird schizophrenic long posts on the internet about time travel and the future. And I go, maybe this guy actually isn't insane. He's the only one who can see the code, so to speak.
Isn't all the writers and philosophers you're obsessed with, don't they all die like shitting in their hand and drawing on walls and stuff? They turn into Appalachian
oftentimes
people.
Yeah.
Smartest guys alive. They all turn into freaks, smoking crack.
They live underground.
Yeah.
They're building bombs.
Just fucking pouring soup in their assholes. So it's like this, and they put a spoon in it, and they're like the smartest guy ever, somehow.
Yeah, they're so smart that I think the problem is they looked at reality as it is, and they're like, well, I have to go insane because life is insane.
Because you could think your way out of life. Because we don't know.
You truly can. I've done it a couple of times
Yeah.
myself. Where you're at like the grocery store and you're like, this is shipped from like a farm over here, and I'm just like, I'm basically an
It's
ant
constant.
by, and then it goes in a landfill and it's dumped somewhere, and like this whole thing is crumbling.
It could drive you crazy. Yeah.
You see the planes, you go, fuck, and that's the ozone. And
Right.
shit.
And then that's why we reality TV makes you feel so comforted. You're just like, I need to be dumb. Shut up. Everyone shut up.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm doing with the TikTok. Because if you're smart and you investigate stuff, you're just like, all of a sudden you're like relieving a Sprouts because you started crying out of nowhere.